All of you all are now awake. It is currently Mueni 28, as it's about to be the turn of the month in just a couple days. And you restore anything that you might not have from yesterday. So we did have combat yesterday, so it's a little more relevant this time around. And as you all wake up, nothing terribly just shocking or eventful from around you, so you're all kind of meander as you do downstairs, unless any of you all had something you needed to do in the morning beforehand. All right, so you all make your way down to the breakfast area. The innkeeper greets you. Good morning. Would you all be interested in something to snack on before you leave?
Pat is already in line. Pat is already grabbing food.
As you all see, Pat's grab a couple rolls from off the table as he continues down.
Kita definitely has bags under her eyes, and the only word that comes out of her mouth is coffee.
Ah, yes, we do have some nice drinks for the morning as well. She points you towards a little area that seems to have a few different carafes.
Oh, just some breads and cheese with wine. That's always good.
I'm sure we can accommodate you, sir.
Mommy just grabs a random cracker that's like as big as like half the size of him. This should be good.
Well, whatever works.
Benefits of being small.
Indeed. And as you all grab your different various things, breakfast, wine, anything ranging from that to coffee to half of a cracker, you all get yourselves some nice things to eat beforehand. And as you are mid-breakfast here, Miragon makes his way back in. So, how did you all sleep?
We've slept quite fine. I would say that your accommodations aren't too particularly bad. For a common inn, it's pretty well suited.
I would certainly hope so. They try their best to make things nice here. As he just looks around at the lot of you and then looks towards you, Kita, and tilts his head a little bit. Rough night?
Not in the fun way, I suppose, but...
I have no idea what you mean by that. As he just looks very puzzled.
Oh, that's even better.
You just hear, she goes right back to her coffee, looking like, again, usually she's pretty spunky, her hair's a little out of place, she's got bags under her eyes, and she looks like her brain, she's very much thinking about something else.
Well, once you all have gotten yourselves your fill and hopefully have perked up your spirits here, it probably would be pertinent that we head off the Eternal Lightway. Have any of you all, well, I suppose you haven't been here before, have any of you heard of the Eternal Lightway?
No, what is it?
Yes.
The foggiest.
Well, a wide range then. Well, the Eternal Lightway is our transport system. It's been around for a while, of course with some improvements here and there, but at this point it actually webs through Nejuntoku as well. It's quite useful. It's actually more or less, a high-speed transport system utilizing light itself.
Are we gonna get lasered into the capital? Is that what you're saying?
Not quite lasered. We haven't gotten the ability to really do that outside of the Apex yet. But sort of. It's more vehicular travel, but along the light, so you'll be sitting in it as you would, like a cart or something, but to a much fancier degree, I suppose.
Pats is visibly disappointed.
I apologize. I'll have to make sure to take you by the accommodations that we have at the Gleaming Apex. We actually use that for, well, some rather interesting uses. None more so, I suppose, than getting people across the capital and, of course, to the 2 light towers that we have on the sides of the city.
Interesting.
Yes, it's occasional that we have to send somebody to those for, well, maintenance or checking on things that might be wrong. After all, they help to play into the stabilization of the zone. It helps to focus the light, as it were. They were put in place by Clavicari all those years ago. For those of you wondering, those towers are here and here. So those big diamond things on the map.
Ah, okay.
And as you all continue to enjoy yourselves, kind of ponder on this, Miragon ends up chatting with the innkeeper a little bit. And after a few minutes, just waves to her and looks back to you all. So how are we doing? Are we ready to head off?
Kita, she picks up this mug of coffee that is half drank and just downs the rest of it.
We'll be taking that as a yes.
Gilgamesh actually just starts, as the party is leaving, he just starts taking the glass with him that still has half a thing of wine.
Miragon looks towards you, looks towards the innkeeper. She shrugs and nods. He just looks back towards you. Right
Oh,
on then.
don't worry. If the tab's still open, I should be able to. And he just grabs like 2 gold, puts it on the counter.
Why, thank you. It's greatly appreciated. As Miragon gives you a little bit of a smile and nods. And we're off. As you all walk back into the city proper here in Lansokria, things have greatly calmed down since the little escapades with Grand Severance in the previous day. Now, before you all make it to the Eternal Lightway, did anyone want to get anything else from the shops?
I
Don't think so.
think we were good. I think we kind of
Okay.
picked them clean.
Just, just outfitting the entire party with Scarves of Swiftness is all.
Yeah.
This is why I only offer 1 right now. Don't you worry, there's plenty of things to see in this whole campaign.
Oh, Gilgamesh is absolutely wearing that scarf and robes.
As well you should be.
He is blinked out.
Oh, there will be plenty of very interesting things as we get into late early game into mid game for sure.
He's also walking with his fancy staff that has silver inlay with gold at the tip.
Excellent.
So we're no longer early game. We are now middle early game. Okay, I understand. Our sense of meta progression now.
Well, it depends on level and whatnot. So yeah, something like that. So as you all make your way to the Eternal Lightway, you all see before you it opens up the back of the city. You go up several steps up to this, what looks to be almost it looks like the top of a pillar. Like if a pillar was just cut in half and had the stairs down like it. So it's like, I just cannot think of the word right now. It's like it plateaus at the top basically, and you're able to see out and see off into the fields, and more importantly, you're able to see these little these several like larger cars that seem to be bound to these beams of light that are being shot out for 3 different directions. As Miragon looks towards you, he goes, "Well, the Shinesvale one is here on the left. Please, you all be welcome on as my guests."
And
Excellent.
what would we do without you?
I mean, the Eternal Lightway is open to all, but it's useful to be able to have a car to ourselves. as he walks up to the people that are guarding it. Lord Miragon, what can we do for you? I have some business in Shinesvale, and I have some accompaniments here. As he looks back to all of you and just sweeps his hand. We would like a private car, please. Oh, certainly, sir. We'll get one set up immediately. As a couple of them walk into the car, it's one of them carrying a broom, the other one seeming to carry what looks like wipes, just to make sure that everything's all well and good, you would assume. But they're ready in just a moment, sir. Excellent. As he looks towards the rest of y'all, we should be on our way shortly. As he looks around. Say, there hasn't been anything going on around here recently, has there? No, Lord Miragon. Our last incident was months ago, and you're already aware of it. Right. Just ensuring that all is well still. Oh, of course, sir.
Excuse me, you said an incident?
Yes, so...
What sorts of incidents, pray tell?
So, this will get a bit into the operational on this, but the Eternal Lightway, of course, is powered by, you would assume, focused light. We actually utilize something similar to how the gems work that you've probably seen before. So, yes. And Ferris and anybody else who would like to can roll a perception check. What are you rolling it for, Ferris?
I just taking a look around to see whatever he was, whatever caught his eye.
As you look, you see as looking over towards the center and right beams, they look to be just ever so slightly different. The right one seems to be slightly less bright, if you could call it that. So, and so Pat's
the right one is Kita, got it.
And so Pat, you look around and you're also trying to find what exactly he's talking about, but you mostly are kind of interested in the fact that these things can even sit on light, and you're kind of starting to think about any sort of implications that you could maybe make some sort of cooking utensils out of the light.
Can make a really long spatula. Retractable.
I see.
Imagine the pancakes
So,
you could flip with that spatula.
With those crystals, I understand that most of the research on them has been quite thoroughly, well, as far as we're aware, complete, but what sort of incidents would these crystals have on a structure like this?
Well, because of the fact that those crystals are what help to focus the light, any sort of theft or destruction of any of them would of course cause issues. Even imperfections in the crystal can sometimes result in somewhat different effects of it. We always have to make sure to get relatively imperfection-free crystals for this kind of application.
I see. And so they cost a high value.
More or less, but of course, we as the Light Council do our best to be able to collect these of our own, as well as have different crystals blessed by Clavicari herself, and then of course the people are more than welcome to give their crystals in as well, of course being compensated for such.
I see. And you said that thievery, as well as imperfection, cause destruction. Which one was the previous incident? As Gilgamesh kind of looks at these different apparatuses or apparati.
So he looks to you and just kind of leans in. This one happened to be a theft. My assumption is probably that the thief was looking to, well, either sell the crystal at some different place, whether it be to us or more than likely somewhere else if they're wise. Or, well, perhaps to just use it for their own means. After all, crystal application in weapons and armor has been rather popular in the last couple decades especially. So, you're more than likely to find a lot of it.
Did you ever think of sabotage? I mean, the events of the previous day wouldn't have Obviously, the incident might not have happened just yesterday, but it might have been a prelude.
I suppose so.
Trying to keep back any sort of reinforcement, if you may, from reaching over to Lescoria.
He looks to you, scratches his chin. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Oh boy. Gilgamesh's least favorite. Yeah.
As he looks to you and smiles again. Not to worry, Gilgamesh. I assure you that things are well taken care of around here. I do,
And
of
I
course.
just stand behind him and pull a Legolas and go, a diversion.
I do, however, appreciate the concern for the place and its people. That's something that'll get you a lot of,
Oh, I was mostly concerned about our entourage, but also, yes, of course, the people here and your domain is, well, quite, we wouldn't want anything bad to happen while we're here, of course. He gives a smile.
As Miragon kind of looks, raises an eyebrow, and turns away. I'll keep the details, I'll keep ignorant to the details then. I'll just take it as a good thing from you.
It of course is. I would believe that you would want to keep all honored guests well protected.
Indeed, indeed. As the servants walk out of the car here, Lord Miragon, your ride is ready. Excellent. All right, everybody, get onto the cart. We're going to be traveling via Lightway here to Shinesvale.
All right. How blinged out is this ride?
So, Pats, you get in there, and you're the first to get in there because you just kind of dash in. But you see, as this place is very nice. Like, you're seeing nice, cushy seats. You're seeing look to be very ample views out of the window. You see that just everything seems to have been shined to perfection. More than likely, probably the prep team there. And it's
finally
got quite a bit of seating space, too. So you could probably put your bag next to you and there'd still be plenty of space for everyone.
I let out a very loud goblin noise. He's very happy.
Oh, I'm glad we've outlawed those hollers back in my domain.
Not bad, Dragon Boy, not bad!
Indeed.
I just find myself the seat in the back and I just hunker down with my stuff, with my bag.
Oh, splendor! Finally, something of a foreign dignitary sort, as Gilgamesh plops bags right next to him on either side.
The light zone does tend to dress to impress, as it were. Some colloquialism.
Oh, that's why the royal court of the Goblinoid kingdoms always enjoyed light.
Listen, you're just upset that this car costs
Lightwear.
more than your entire kingdom.
No, I wouldn't exactly be too afraid of somebody who couldn't possibly find any worth between a cracker and a piece of stale bread.
I mean, they're both dry carbs, so...
Mm,
Don't worry
precisely.
about it.
You don't see the elegance of the flavor. As Gilgamesh continues to sit down and get his things sorted.
Ferris scoots slightly further
Don't spill your
away
wine,
so
boy.
he doesn't get hit by the area of effect collateral damage from telling Pats he doesn't appreciate flavor.
And it probably goes over Pat's head.
Yes. I'm glad to see you all enjoy it. It's always fun to see first-timers on this kind of thing. As he looks around and just sees the wonder in a lot of folks' eyes, Sheila and Pat's especially. Just nods. Alright, I'll go give the signal that we're ready to depart then, if all of you are comfy.
Yes, of course.
Excellent. As he walks to the side there, kind of reaching an arm out, we're good to go. As he closes the door and takes a seat right next to it. And you all immediately feel as the car just starts up and It's actually rather sudden. In fact, I'm gonna need all of you all to go ahead and make me a strength save.
Hmm.
Oh no.
What if
Yes.
we
So,
can fly?
Kita, with your passive perception,
Mhm.
you looked around. Actually, if you're actively looking, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, I'm ready for this noodle arm squad.
Noodle
This
arm.
is fantastic.
My save isn't even that bad.
All right, I was climbing all around. I was like in the back, like the little alcove where the rearview mirror is. I was like, ooh, what does this look like? I was like, this is kind of pat shaped, you know. I'm trying to find a perch.
If it
So
wasn't
glad.
pat shaped before, it's about to be.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, strength save and then a perception for me, Kita, if you wouldn't mind. We'll
All right.
narrate
I am
both of those.
perception first because I am
All right.
jingling over it, and then strength save.
Yes.
Oh boy.
All right. And I still need strength saves from 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's about right.
5. All right.
Everyone.
I need one
I
from
just-
Wanbri and Callisto.
Gilgamesh has the highest strength save at 2.
This is
Plus
bad.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, wait.
Paris has the highest strength save at 18.
Oh no, I meant
Oh, wow.
modifier. I meant
Oh,
modifier.
Yes.
We are
Mine
not a
will go
strong
up.
party.
Mine will go up.
Mine
I
will
am
not.
proficient.
Mine is not going up after this.
Yeah, I am proficient. I will end up with a +5 eventually.
Nice.
Hannah, I think we have found the true hashtag noodle arm squad.
Callisto, can I get a strength save from you?
Wombry rolling in with a -3.
Oh,
Like a boss.
Oh my god. Wait,
Surprisingly,
with a
I
minus
just-
two, that's crazy.
I just
That's-
need the anime scene of like Ferris standing with Wanbri hovering over his shoulder, and the train car starts and we shift slightly, and the rest of the party just goes flying past.
You see, Gilgamesh has +6 to his intelligence save, and then pretty much nothing else.
Callisto's apparently taking a cat nap, so I'll roll for her.
Nicholas, that's past like al dente noodle arm. That's like you forgot the noodles were on the stove for 20 minutes.
They turn to water.
And it was angel hair pasta to start.
All right. So, as you all just feel the jolt of the car, most of y'all are able to kind of sit in place as best as possible. Ferris, you're able to pretty solidly just sit there, just sit next to the guitar. It's it's pretty weighty, so you're able to sit and not move too much. Kita, as you're kind of wary, just looking around back and forth, and as you were loading on, kind of looking behind you, but you didn't see anybody following you. Still kind of thinking about that. You almost take a tumble out of your seat, as well as Wanbri from his sitting space, where you just all whoa. Yes, you just have to kind of put a hand down, or in Wanbri's case, you kind of like flutter back, and you have to get yourself back to where you were. Unfortunate. Oh, and Callisto manages to sit in place as well. Kind of puts her claws in a little bit, and then retracts them back whenever it actually picks
She was
up.
already curled up in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. So.
There was nowhere to go.
Unfortunately for Gilgamesh, Sheila, and especially Pats, all you feel just as it jolts forward, and Sheila, you immediately tumble and just fall onto the ground, as well as Gilgamesh. And Pats, you see fly from the front of the car all the way back to the back and smack the back wall.
Amazing. Oh, this is a great dishonor. And Gilgamesh brushes himself off.
Jeez, look at them G's.
Look at them, please.
As Miragon chuckles a little bit. Yes, I suppose it also catches folks off guard the first time. I should have warned you. That's my apologies.
It's okay. Pats was being a little shit. He deserved it.
As you all see, as you just are zooming past the fields here, and you catch glimpses of different things like the elementals and the chain beasts out there, as quite literally in a matter of under an hour, you find yourselves having covered just miles and miles of track here, and you feel as the car begins to slow down. All right, everybody prepare to depart. As he...
As long as it stops slower than it starts.
yes, of course. As you can feel as it's starting to slowly stop.
Shield's gonna be like, if I might put a comment in the comment box, perhaps something to restrain passengers next time?
Or something like a belt,
A belt.
maybe. You know, a belt on each of the seats. Belt seats.
As he scratches his chin. That
Maybe more
might not
cushioning.
be a bad idea. I'll have to
Just
suggest
glad-
it.
A pillow somewhere.
I'm just glad I was wearing my shoes and not my skates.
You know Gilgamesh is rocking the heels right now. He was not happy with this.
Well, you were head over heels for a second.
Also, that laugh was 100% in character.
Alright. Well,
I'm curious, who's wearing taller heels? now we have to know.
oh god.
Aren't you in like platform shoes though?
I'm
Who?
wearing like heels with little platformies on the toe part, so it makes me a little extra tall.
She looks like a
Nah.
70s diva.
I do.
I think yours would probably be higher then.
But how
Hold up.
tall are you? Come on.
Well, I am without heels. Oh god. I have to get
He's
my
wearing-
I have to get
His heel is a manly, like 1700s Frenchman heel.
I am 6'8" without the heels.
Oh my
So,
god.
with the heels, I think they're not exactly like super tall. They're probably like a 2 or 3 inch heel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's a little bit, but it's not like
You're in the Louis the 14th heels, not.
yeah, we're in the Louis
Yeah.
14th heels.
I feel like
go-go
Kita
boots.
is, when she stands next to you, she has her little hip cocked, her hands on her hips, and she just feels like she's a lot taller than she is. Because she's 5'7" before these heels, but oh my goodness. She definitely, ego-wise, thinks she's taller, but she's not even close.
Ego-wise, of course. Gilgamesh
Well,
also
ego and
has
reality is
fundamental
always
soul.
different.
As
Was that in character too?
Look,
As Miragon, watching banter back and forth, opens the door, the guards here at the gate give him a quick bow. Pleasure to see you, Lord Miragon. We heard you would be on your way. Indeed. Has anything out of the ordinary happened here recently? No, sir. Why do you ask? Simply making sure. Figured since I'm in the area, I might as well ensure that all is well. Of course, sir. Is there anything that we can do for you? Nothing for me, please. I've got a few different errands to run here in Shinesvale, and these fine folks here with me will be taking a chance to look around the town while I'm taking care of these. Oh, well, wonderful. So I'll take it that you all haven't been to Shinesvale before, then?
Never.
No, not in particular. No.
Never been in this neck of the woods, no.
Well, in that case, first of all, welcome to Shinesvale. And second off, I would highly recommend a couple different establishments. Let's see. As he pulls up a little map. Well, the first place I would suggest is actually a holy site, more or less. Are any of you all divinely affiliated? You have a particular faith affinity?
You know,
Not at the
out
moment,
of
but I've
character.
always had an appreciation for divine beauty.
Gilgamesh rolls his eyes.
You hear just a
Aren't we all afflicted by beauty?
Some
I
more
know.
than others.
You say you had something out of character there, Gilgamesh?
Out of character. I completely forgot about. I don't think I actually wrote anything for Gilgamesh's theology or whatever.
Oh. Well, that's okay. We're still early.
We're
You got
gonna
time.
figure that one out.
Well, if you want.
Well, of course. I mean, if I've been through a couple of the different ceremonies. You know, we have to officiate those, but otherwise, you know, not going to temples every Sunday. You know.
Understandable. Well, if any of you all are either faithless or perhaps looking for something along that line, I would say speak no further than a place called the Light's Design. It's a lovely temple we have here in town. Pays homage to the gods of light.
Feel like I'm being evangelized too.
I suppose sort of. But I'd highly recommend it even if you want a man of faith.
Think of it like a technology demonstration.
Oh, are you inferring that the Lords of Light can be used for easier governance?
Well, historically, religion has generally been a large part of setting up a government. You have to have something to get people to band together. And usually they won't band together over someone else owning the land they live on.
Oh, it's worked quite well so far.
Yes, must be why you're here.
Mm-hmm. Safe and confident in my ability to travel the world. Regardless, what else is in Shinesvale?
Ah, yes. In
It's a
addition to the
shrine.
Light's Design, I would highly recommend checking out one of the, well, there are relatively little shops around, but it's quite interesting. It's a place called Magic and Mystery.
Mm-hmm.
So, lovely place.
A shield
honestly.
perks up a little bit at that.
Ah, so it might interest you then, young lady.
Yes, I believe a shopkeeper had mentioned that there would be magic stores here.
Indeed.
Yes, that sounds quite interesting.
A lot of them have different implements, such as potions and different materials, but Magic and Mystery tends to have at least a few interesting items, as it were, in addition to their normal stock. So, would highly recommend that if you were only to visit one.
Do they happen to work
Alright.
in enchantments as well?
Enchantments. Perhaps you would have to ask.
Well, I'm curious then.
Alright, well, I feel like there's becoming a consensus. Or is it just a magic shop and a shrine? Of course, there's always the odds and ends shop, but...
Hold up. Are you telling me that this place doesn't have a restaurant? Where
No.
can I get a nice meal? Tell me.
I will say the place you came from, Lensokria, has quite nice food. However, there's quite.
I've already come from Lensokria.
Well,
What
of
does
course, of
Shinesvale
course.
have to offer?
Well, Shinesvale is a lot less sophisticated as far as restaurants go, but you will find a few different things, more than likely being peddled on different snack carts.
That's what I like to
Oh.
hear. Thank you.
Illegal snack carts?
Oh, no, perfectly legal.
Okay.
Listen, the
No.
legality of the snack carts is irrelevant to me. Don't worry about it.
That's what you believe. Okay, well, I believe I know what I'm avoiding.
Well, you tell me where to go, and you tell him where to avoid. Okay?
Excellent.
Ferris leans in towards Pats and goes, I believe I know where I'm going.
Huh? Where's that? Huh?
Food. Whatever. Where are the carts?
Oh, they're scattered all about. Honestly, wherever you walk, you'll probably find a couple of them on your way.
Pat is already gone.
Ashio would have wandered off in whatever direction he would have pointed for the magic shop.
All right, well then let's determine where everybody's going.
Magic shop.
Okay. Yeah, let's determine initial location. Let's go.
So let's. I'll go ahead and take him up on the holy site, and then I'm going to grab a snack because blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, and then the magic shop.
All right, go ahead and give me a quick reaction to whichever one you're going to first. That ought to solve this pretty quick.
I remember them mentioning, Mirigan mentioning something along the lines of dance things I can learn here. So whatever is affiliated with that, if I can identify it.
That would be as he kind of hears, Miragon actually would probably come up to you. You mentioned the light's design. That's actually the place that I was meaning to tell you about, so I'm glad that he did.
She smiles and her face lights up instead of the dreary panic that was on it before, and that's where she's gonna head.
All right.
And then suddenly the light in her face goes out when she sees Ferris is already headed there.
Nah, she just clicks her heels, turns into skates, and skates right past you.
All right. And by the way, you only need to mark the one you're going to first, because afterwards you can determine where you want to go. That's mostly what I'm looking for. So, okay, let's do Magic and Mystery first. So, who all is going to Magic and Mystery? We got Gilgamesh, we got let's see, we got Ishile. Is anybody else going to the Magic and Mystery besides those two?
I will.
Okay, excellent. So go ahead and I guess you don't need to react because I know that you're going there. But so Ishile, Gilgamesh, and Wanbri making their way to the magic shop. Let me write that down quick. All right. So as you all approach this shop, you kind of look around at a few of the other little stores around, and you do indeed see a couple cute little snack carts. You'll probably hit those up later. But as you approach the front of this, you see in large, bold letters, Magic and Mystery, little ampersand between them. And as you look towards the door, you see as the door seems to be a relatively ornate looking door border, but seems to have a very simple door in the middle.
Ashio will approach.
Is there any magical writing or anything that would usually be attributed to some kind of magical ward on it?
Go on, roll me an investigation check.
Could I do Arcana?
Yeah, I think that'd be fine for this. All right. So yeah, Gilgamesh, as you go in and take a closer look, you can almost smell the fact that this is definitely magic as you get up close. And
foul.
Indeed. And you could tell that this entire door is to some magical enchantment.
Oh, okay. I guess Gilgamesh also goes alongside.
Alongside what?
I'm assuming.
Oh.
Seal. Yeah.
All right. So as you kind of take a peek here, you just hear a voice seeming to echo from within. Aw, you didn't even try it. Please, why don't you try the door?
Yeah, well, can I tell any more
with a nat 20, you can tell that this clearly seems to pose absolutely no harm. It's probably just some parlor trick of sorts that he's trying to get you to do.
Oh, well, I do like a good old rousing parlor trick. as Gilgamesh tries the door.
As Gilgamesh, you pull on the door, and you immediately see as the door in front of you, as well. All three of you see this. You see as the door in front of you begins to fold, and it folds and folds all the way down to the knob that you're holding on to. And as you close your hand around it, you open it up, and it seems to have folded into a small crane made of wood.
Oh, well, no, that's quite lovely, actually.
And as it starts to flap its wings, you see as it flaps and flies into the shop.
I'm quite entertained.
Come on in then. Hopefully you all liked what you saw.
Obviously, a man who can have plenty of excellent magics and some mystery.
Well, I try my best. As this older-looking gentleman looks over from behind the counter. Yes, indeed. And what have we got here? As he looks across the three of you. I see we have Hobgoblin. Yes. Interesting to see in these parts. Good to see you here. And
He curtsies.
As he gives you a nod and a smile. And what seems to be a small fairy here. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. As he looks towards you, Wanbri, would you be just sitting on Ashili's shoulder?
Yes.
Excellent. So yeah, as he looks towards you and gives you a nod. And he just looks towards you, Ashile. And of the three of you, somehow you seem to be the oddest of the few. Tell me, young lady, what is your name?
Ashil.
Ashil, I see. And what brought you to the shop today, Ashil? You seem to be, of these three, the most interested, sparkles in the eyes, as it were. I have a knack for that kind of thing.
Well, I suppose, first, the magic you did at the door was beautiful.
I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it.
Well, I'm on a bit of a journey to find, information on this breaking, and I'm, scouring the magic resources that are in this plane. So I was wondering if you happen to have anything on curses, casting them, breaking them, you name it.
A curse is what you're dealing with, Is it upon yourself, by chance?
Oh, I have several.
Several, you say? I do sense quite a bit of magic on yourself, as well as your lovely companions here. But a curse, and especially several of them, that's quite worrying, young lady. Are you doing all right?
Nothing that a few thousand years of pain and suffering can't get used to.
At your comment, he raises his eyebrows and looks a bit shocked. Thousands of years, you say? Well,
I don't know, time's been funny since I've been away. I think it's been a long time since I stepped foot here.
I see. Well, perhaps you're under a more odd situation than I thought. If you don't mind, would you allow me to see your palm?
There's a pause. And Ashil carefully starts unwrapping one of her hands. And then she'll hand it over, and then Wombry and Gilgamesh will clearly see that it's human shaped. I mean, a shield looks human shaped, but the skin on it looks like the burned down embers of a fire. It's mostly black with red flames, kind of like they almost seem to glow underneath through the cracks. It is looking at like a fire that has burned all the way down but still retains its heat.
And yeah, Gilgamesh and Wanbreed, this is a bit of a ghastly sight. As Shield, would you have shown Wanbreed before this time?
Wombry would have seen this before because a shield did not cover up before entering this realm.
Okay, so yeah, so Wanbreed kind of already knew what he was going to be looking at, but yeah, Gilgamesh, you kind of are taken aback by just how horrid her arm seems to look. Just absolutely disfigured by this flame. As
A peculiar affliction.
As the mage looks to you, Gilgamesh. Indeed. Quite peculiar. As he reaches out his own, very much aged-looking hand and just hovers it above yours for a moment, and you see as it begins to glow faintly. And you see as he kind of raises his hand, and you see as some sort of just light magical essence seems to come off of yours. Almost this just reddish tinge to it, as it's just this, seems to be wispy, smoky essence that gets absorbed into his hand. As he takes his back and analyzes it. So, you're not only not from this zone, as I expected, but perhaps not even from... Not even from the Converga proper that we know, at least.
No, the last time I was here, Converga did not exist.
You become more and more interesting with every passing moment here, young lady.
I'm not surprised.
Is there anything that I've got? As he looks behind the counter and seems to almost delve into just this huge pile of books that he has. Curses. He slowly moves a couple of the books.
I don't expect you to have an answer printed and there's my solution, aha. Just gathering knowledge.
But
I
of
imagine
course.
what I want undone will take time and effort.
Indeed. Most curses are a bit like, Have you ever seen... trying to think of a good way to phrase it. Perhaps, a prisoner under multiple shackles, all with different locks.
Yes.
Right, so imagine that. You, of course, under all these curses, each curse would be represented by a shackle. It's not enough to simply unlock one or even take the steps towards it, but it will ultimately get you to where you want to be, right?
She'll nods.
And so, I think perhaps I have an idea of how you could at least begin to undo your first lock. As he opens up this book in front of him, and you see as a light blue glow comes from it. There actually is a historical record of a quite strong curse being broken on individuals before. None more so than, well, roughly a century ago. Tell me, young lady, you said that you're not familiar with any of the current time converging, at least the past 6 centuries, am I right?
I have seen pieces of it, learned small pieces from the people that live here.
I doubt that any of you all or any of them have told you this story, but of course stop me if you've heard it before. It was actually a tale of the old dragons and what became of them now.
I have briefly been told that the dragons went away and are back.
Indeed. Heralded, of course, by one of the most powerful of them, who was cast down, shackled as you were, under burden of curse, and then had to find his way all the way through his journey, but no stop more significant than to see Clavicari herself, to undo the last of his locks. Now, your order may be a bit different, as it seems that this will be the initiation of your decursing, but I have no doubt that what she did for Igneel, the Fire Dragon King, that she can do for you as well.
I see. Well, I suppose I won't say no to a first step.
Are you perhaps already on your way to the Gleaming Apex?
Yes, we're to meet with the council.
Ah, excellent. I had a feeling you might be, considering that you're traveling in the presence of Miragon.
He does seem to be quite well known, yes?
Indeed. And forgive me for prying, but I was just curious as to what even brought you to this place in the first place.
Oh, what bands a group of strangers together? Better than misadventure.
I have found these kind of things happen just often enough. I've seen quite a few things in my age as well. Perhaps not as long-lived as you, young lady, but well, I've tried my best to keep around for as long as possible.
I'm sure you have more interesting stories to tell than I.
I think that depends on your definition of interesting.
But, so, Clavicari, then, as a first step.
I would highly recommend it. If you're already going to be in the presence of the Light Council, then perhaps you can ask for an audience with Clavicari herself. Or at least to be seen for your affliction, if anything.
Very well. Then, perhaps to happier topics. Do you have something mystical and magical that might dazzle us? And Ashila will start wrapping her hand again.
Seems the reputation of the shop does indeed precede itself yet again. Yes, I do have a few things in my possession that might be nice. If you're interested in potions, I have found that these have been quite useful for his different journeys, as he gets out 3 different sizes of what seems to be this light bluish liquid.
Always curious. What is that?
This is known to the people as a Potions of Light's Embrace.
Does it grant resistance, or...?
It actually provides you additional protections. It grants you a boost to your ability to save yourself from certain danger. And out of character mechanically, it is the minor, standard, and major potion of Light's Embrace, of which will grant +1, +2, or +3 to all saving throws for 1 hour, respectively.
Ooh, cool. Interesting. Did you create this potion yourself?
I've dabbled a bit. I am indeed able to make it, albeit it is a bit slow. But that's why I have them here for available.
Where did you apprentice then?
Apprentice? That's one of those older stories that, well, I suppose that you're not familiar with this area either, but I came from an older city, a place that not many have heard of. It's a little place called Chromagica. It's the place of all kinds of powerful wizards. At least for a time.
Do I know of, have I heard of this place? Did it exist when I still lived here?
You know, funny enough, that is not the type through. My bad. That's on me. But, you actually, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and have you roll a history check, just see what you get.
Okay, that's fine. I like this character in the sense that it's like coin toss. Do I know any of this? Maybe not. Maybe.
Exactly. It doesn't seem to ring a bell, which means that it's kind of strange that he both associated it with being quite old and you also haven't heard of it.
Huh, I'm unfamiliar with the city. Perhaps it's somewhere in between my knowledge of timelines.
Ah, yes. Well, Chromagica's a city that was to the far north, actually. It's, it's a bit of an oddity, but there's a couple ways to get there. One of which, actually, would be to go through, well, you could go across the ocean. I know that that's a viable transport method, or you could always make your way through the woods of the Wind Zone, as I've heard there's strange connections that have been formed in more recent years. But...
Oh, yes, that I can attest to.
Are you familiar with the area, then?
And at this one, there's kind of like a mischievous twinkle in her eyes. Yes, that is where the two of us came out. I do believe I shared a connection with that location pre-convergence at some point.
I see. Well, it is across that very land that you emerged from, Ashiel, to which there is another connection that is within the woods, that is only a stone's throw away of, well, what once was Chromagica. So, if you happen to run by the place, give it my regards.
I will. It sounds very fascinating.
It certainly was. But anyways.
What else do you have besides potions? I think we're all very interested. We do like our magic.
I do have a couple other pieces that I've come across, as he goes below the counter and pulls out what looks to be this this whitish ring with a couple little blue details in it. This here is a trinket known as the Ring of the Queen.
Oh, how lovely. What does it do?
Yes. Give me. Sorry.
Well, you see,
Yeah, I know, right?
it
Such a
actually.
great ring.
Oh, I forgot to pull it over from the other game. Crap. Um,
Shopkeeper quickly runs to nearby shop.
well.
Yeah,
More stock.
No.
I'll fit the whole party.
I need to real quickly do the transmogrifier actually to go pull it from actually either of these games should be fine.
There's
Oh,
a transmogrifier.
Wait, what?
Yes. Transmogrification Central.
Well, it's because I
I like how Noah was confused.
yeah, no. It's transmogrifier is something you can use if you're using fancy roll 20.
I'm ready.
Okay,
Fancy.
so let me grab that real quick. Apparently it froze. I just haven't touched round 3 for so long that it put it into cold storage.
Oh.
I need the resources from that. Thank you. Sorry, one moment. That's why I made these items in this. Where is Ring of the Queen? I can't have not made. Could I? Oh, wait a
Nope, it's in
second.
there.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's why I'm confused. Why is it not
I
loading
put
my?
it in chat.
Oh, why? Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll use that. I'll need to figure out why my transmog isn't working right now. So yes, you gain resistance to radiant damage and +1 to all saves against harmful effects requires a save. And then a +4 against necromancy instead.
That is quite a powerful ring.
It is indeed. Of course, requiring yourself some attunement, but it's small price to pay for such a power.
Yes, no, absolutely. And very well designed, if I might say so. It looks very lovely.
Yes, indeed. The ones who crafted these, quite reverent her beauty. Which reminds me, have you actually made your way to the holy site here, the Light's Design?
No, I'll admit this was my first stop.
Well, indeed, and rightfully so with what your particular mission is. But I will say, I would highly recommend checking it out if you get the chance. Reverence to the gods of light, especially Clavicari herself, is always a sight to behold.
Well, I might. How much is this one? It does look quite useful.
Indeed. For you, Ishiel, I would sell it off for, let's say 20 gold. Does that seem fair?
Oh, absolutely.
Alright, well if you do want to buy it, go ahead and deduct 20 gold and you can get yourself a Ring of the Queen, which I will add to the game before next session.
Awesome.
How many of those does he have in stock?
Only the one.
Shit.
Not to worry, there will be plenty of opportunity for things. And then
Now,
So broke.
out of curiosity,
How much was it again?
20 gold.
Oh, that's not much.
do you have anything whimsical? My friend here does like to partake in the lighter side of magic, make people laugh, or make himself laugh.
I see.
Yeah.
Is your friend here a magic caster?
I'll look at Wombry and be like, now's your time to shine.
Wombry, like, walks off her shoulder like there's just the continuation of the ground and does a large bow. And it's like, I am Wombry. And he strikes a pose and, like, fireworks shoot off from his hands.
How enjoyable. Well, if you're a magic caster, then perhaps you'll like the other interesting item that I've happened to pick up, as he takes this looks to be rather interesting, intricate tome out from beneath the desk. This is known as the Tome of Everlight. Would you care to know what it does?
Cool.
As he opens it up and you see as it shines with this kind of luminescent glow. Well, for one, you can of course use this as a spell focus, but the more interesting part is that it also seems to add the power of light to a couple of your spells. It's quite interesting. It seems to actually resonate with how well the light protects you. And from a mechanics standpoint, this tome, again, can be used as a spell focus. It is an attunement item. And twice per long rest, when you cast a spell, you may add additional radiant damage to the spell equal to your highest save modifier before proficiencies.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I'm telling you, man, I really am trying to design a whole ton of really interesting items for this.
That is interesting.
So, if I'm not mistaken, so that's to any magical damage dealing spell, you said?
I'll type it out real quick.
Yeah.
We should also make sure to leave some cool magic for the other magic users in the group. Poor Ferris going to the holy site first.
No, poor Ferris with 5 gold because I traded all of my starting gold for the non-magical breastplate that I'm wearing.
Well,
Didn't you know?
Well, what you might
know that we were meant to have it with all this gold.
Well, what you might not realize, Ferris, is you might determine down the way that that breastplate might just be augmentable, but we'll have to see later.
Okay.
After all, we did look into gem. You all did kind of push for gem augmentation of armor for this campaign, and I do plan to deliver.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I do have proficiency in I have proficiency in any 2 tools I want every long rest, and right now they're on jeweler's tools.
That will also play in. Save modifier. D4 proficiency.
I love Eladrin. They're so flexible. That came out mildly wrong, but I'm still running with it.
All right,
You are not flexible, David. Sorry.
That right there is Toma Everlight.
I'm more flexible than you think.
That's not bad.
Can you touch your toes?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
In fact, I can tuck 3 knuckles under my toes.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. I've seen guys that can barely touch their shins, and I'm like, you can't be that inflexible. And then they're like, yes, and I'm like, what?
No, 10, 12 years ago, I could reach past my toes to my wrist.
Oh.
While sitting down.
But now you'll break your back and twerk a knee.
Yes.
in the process of sitting down to try.
Yeah, if I do the pre-splits type of thing, I can just bend down and put both palms flat on the floor, and I'm more flexible than you would think.
Yeah, that's pretty
Not too
good.
shabby. Okay,
Well.
whenever you cast a spell, you may add additional radiant damage to the spell equal to your highest save. Ooh. That's pretty cool.
Before proficiency. Well, that's still pretty good.
That's still twice AoE spells, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The save modifier is just your bonus for your spell casting stat, right? So if you have
Curiosity.
17, it'd be
Noah.
3.
How do you intend this to work with Shillelagh?
How do I intend this
You
to
see.
work with Shillelagh? So here's the deal. It has to do with your ability save mod. So let's say you have a +5 to your Constitution save, +5 radiance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, but Shillelagh is duration 1
Hmm.
minute without concentration for every bonk.
Yeah, but this is when you cast the
It
spell.
is, but it's when you cast the spell, yeah?
Okay.
Sadly, I can't let it
aren't
work
when
like
you
that.
cast the spell.
So like Booming Blade it would work on.
Yes, if it's a single hit, just
Okay.
boom.
What about something like
That's not bad.
Shocking Ray where it's 3 hits in the same spell?
It would apply
Or
Radiant to
Eldritch
all of
Blast.
them. It would apply it to all of them.
Right now, Gilgamesh would be able to do 5 damage. Well, no. 4 damage each time. Just straight up.
Nice.
Warlock. Here boy.
Yes, there you go.
Just-
And it's twice per long rest, so pretty nice.
Out of character. Is Gilgamesh a wizard? I forgot.
Gilgamesh is a wizard.
Okay.
He's a fighter and a wizard, but mostly wizard.
As long as he's not a wizard.
Ferris is a fighter and a lover.
Oh. That
Either
does
way, he
seem
gets to
pretty-
bonk.
That does seem pretty interesting, that tome, but is there anything a little bit more martial around here?
Or whimsical. I would, combat is all good and fun, but it's not really the most entertaining thing. What about fireworks, pizzazz?
I'm afraid that I don't really have anything of that matter for you, although I'm sure that there will be some more on your journey.
Fortune tellers. Always giving that sort of like that future sight.
Well,
he might just know other magic uses that sell pizzazz.
as he kind of looks towards you, Gilgamesh, you're quite the insightful one yourself.
Yes. Well, he's just like yes, and then just like shrugs his shoulders like and.
Well, if this is all that interests you, I will thank you for coming into my humble shop here. You are the welcome anytime, but I would hate to
How
hold
much
you up.
was the Tome of Everlight?
20 gold.
Oh wow, that's cheap. Wait a minute. You can have +1 to all saves against harmful effects. Doesn't require a save.
I would
No.
definitely like the ring, though. The spares of that.
You
I don't
have to
know
take
if
that
it's
up with the
one.
shield?
Okay, so there's just one. I wasn't sure if there was
No,
only
just the
single
one.
entity.
It is the one.
One ring to rule them all.
Ring of the Queen was a very popular one in the last campaign, too.
It was really good.
But yeah, because it's really good.
I designed them all for
Oh.
specific niches. This one is a good niche.
This one's niche is
not a niche.
absolute destruction of everything else.
That's why it's only, I mean, it's an attunement item for +1 to all saves. I'm like, alright.
That's not a niche. That's great for everyone.
With the amount of
There's a
cool
difference.
attunement items that I'm going to make, we'll see.
Why do you hate me,
There
Noah?
can be better things for it still to be good for everyone. I'm just saying.
No,
Not a niche.
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying there will be lots of things where you'll be like, damn, I wish I could take all these. Which is exactly what I want to happen.
Also, Nicholas,
Gilgamesh.
stop complaining about having cool items available.
Gilgamesh would look at the Tome of Everlight and he's like, well, I mean, I'll have to try and find my scribe to see if we'll need any extra space in the library. But for now, I'll leave it here. For safekeeping, of course.
Not a problem. If you happen to come on back and I do have it, I will of course sell it to you just as I would have before. All right. Anything else for y'all before you head out from the magic shop?
Are there any other items, or is just the two options?
Also potions.
Uh, we live and die by luck. We don't need potions. Mostly die.
Mostly die. Oh no. Well, if there's nothing else, let's go ahead and go to what do I want to do? I want to do the snack carts next. So who do we got at the snack carts?
Saving the best for last.
I mean, that is it is a good one. So let's see. Back up. We've got so Pat's. Anybody else going to the snack carts first, or was it just Pat's that's running the town right now?
I'm doing snack cart second.
All right, sounds good.
Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness.
Sounds good. Well, then go ahead and listen up, because some of these options may be things that you want to try as well.
Uh-huh.
So, as Pat, you walk up to a couple of these carts, they seem to offer some, pretty interesting things. There seems to be some sort of sweet roll of sorts. That's at the first cart.
Okay, I saved that for later.
Okay, as you go ahead and take one of those, and you see as another one seems to be offering some sort of fruit thing. It's chopped up, and it's got some fluffy, some fluffy sweet cream in the middle, and then it's got the fruit chopped and laced all around, chopped orange basically with whipped cream in the middle.
Do they only sell sweets in this place? I take it anyways. I eat it.
As the person looks to you and seems to smile at the fact that you've taken it. Well, no, there's a couple down that way that actually are selling more savory dishes.
Okay. I find it sweet, but good enough. I give them a thumbs up and I move on.
All right, and as you move down there, you see as a couple other carts, one of which is oh, thanks, man. One of which is, it seems to be this cart with some kind of roast meat currently being grilled. So as he looks down,
Okay.
you interested in a skewer there?
Now this is more my style.
Excellent. As he hands you one.
I bite into it.
All
What
right.
is it?
And Pat, as you bite into it, you immediately taste a very interesting flavor, actually, as it seems to be smoked to a good degree, but that's not all that's in here. It seems to be seasoned with something, and you're not sure what it is.
Okay. This is pretty good. What did you season this meat with, boy?
I'm glad you like it. It's actually a mix of herbs and spices here from the Light Zone.
Native?
Yes.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to be interested in buying some, would you?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, let's see. As he takes out his little bag and has a couple shakers with it. If you'd like a shaker of this, well, then I can't recommend enough that you, make sure to take some on your journey. I've got the small little one here. It'd probably be good for, I'm gonna say, probably 2 servings worth. And I could let this go for, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna say 4 silver on this one. And then I've got a slightly bigger one here. This will cover about 5 servings. I think I'd have to go for...
As he's pulling out all these spices and laying them out, I am pulling out spice jars out of my jar of holding, or my bag of holding, not the jar of holding.
Yo, the jar of holding.
The jar of I want this magic.
That's the
item now.
next technology.
Yeah, hold on,
Sorry,
hold on.
spoilers. But no. Yeah, I pull out various spices and I lay them in front of the spices as he's laying them. I was like, okay. Digging out my money as well. Actually, I think I only have gold, so I just I'm chucking them as increments.
As he takes the 5 spice and he's like, yeah, this 5 servings I could probably sell it for a gold. And then he takes out like a big one next to it and goes, this one's 12 servings.
All right, I don't have that much gold. Hold
Well,
on.
if you're rather interested in it, I mean, I could sell it to you for 2 gold. I mean, I know it's got a little bit extra in there, but bulk discount, right?
Of course. You understand how these things are moved.
Well, of course, I'm a fan of a fellow chef, I can only assume.
I can sense that you're a real man of the craft.
Well, I'm always glad to see people try the spices. That's why I give out the meat for free. Because I figure this is what I'm really selling here.
That's
right,
good
give out
marketing.
meat for free.
Oh, little snacky things. But, which one would you be interested in?
So wait, so how many were there?
There seemed to be a 2, a 5, and a 12 for the serving amounts, and it ranged from 4 silver for 2 servings, 1 gold for 5, and then 2 gold for 12.
Let's do 2 gold of, I don't know, whichever 2 of the favorite I like, and then I'll get the smallest amount of the rest.
All right. Well, he seems to have it. It's like a mix of them.
Oh,
So it's yeah.
Oh, it's an entire spice.
Right.
Okay, I misinterpreted. Okay, in that case, yeah, I'll just take 4 gold worth.
The 2 gold worth.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. So
Okay.
2 increments of that.
So he hands you. Oh, you want 2 increments of it.
Yes.
So you want 24 charges of it. Okay, cool. So he hands you both these big jars. Excellent. I'm glad that you like it that much. And hopefully you're feeling quite good right now. As Pats, go ahead and roll me
That's worrying.
what would I say is what man, how do I measure like taste?
I also had
guess?
this problem whenever I was trying to allocate my
this is
my
like
skills.
What's your
So I decided on nature.
nature? Okay, let's do nature.
For kind of like food related stuff.
Roll me a nature at advantage. You're right actually, because it would be an herb. That's a good idea. I should do that.
Okay. I forget, was that was normal, so let me do that again.
Yep. Roll it again for me. Excellent. Okay. So with the 16 pass, you can tell that this herb is a little more than it appears. As you now know that if you apply this herb to a dish, then whoever consumes the dish will receive a +1 on their next saving throw.
+1 in their next saving throw. Not bad. And I got a lot of charges of that.
You've got 24, that's right.
Alright,
Of light zone herbs and spices.
Alright, let's go in everyone's cereal. Top of the morning. This is going in your gruel.
But yes, indeed, as you've picked yourself up a pretty neat collection of spices.
What should I write these down in my book or in my inventory? Just like light zone.
Yeah, you can just say
spices?
light zone herbs and spices 24.
Hey, I'm behind that campaign.
24.
Light Zone Herbs and Spices 2024. Best option yet.
Honestly, I'd vote for light zone herbs and spices. It's good stuff. But yes, I have delved into many different facets of this campaign to have some fun.
Pleasure doing business with you.
And a pleasure
Now.
seeing you as well.
Now my culinary tour of this place continues. Now tell me, whenever you're tired of eating your own stuff, which I know it happens. I know it happens to everyone. Where do you like to go? Which of these joints do you like visiting? Who's your buddy?
As he does look down the street, I always do like the sweet things that they offer down there. However, I see that you came from that direction and likely looking for one more thing that's just something new.
Yeah, sweets have their place, but not at the start. That's
Ah.
not part of the process.
Well, in that case, I think you would like a friend of mine down the way. He actually makes just absolutely wonderful breads and whatnot. I really like pairing them with the meats, truth be told.
Of course, carved in meat can't go wrong.
Exactly.
Tales old as time.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. So, Pats, you make your way down and you find this little cart.
I grab another piece of meat on the way out.
Yes, and he smiles and waves you on your way, knowing that you've patronized his establishment quite a bit, and you deserve some. And as you make your way down, Pats, you halfway to the cart smell this delicious bread.
That's hard to talk about. Is it fried bread?
As you look, and it does seem to be fried, at least some of them.
You can't go wrong with fried bread.
Oh, yeah. As he looks towards you. So what interests you more, baked or fried?
Let's see what the fried looks like.
Well, certainly.
No, sorry. What goes best with this? And I hold the meat skewer or what have you that I got from the other establishment.
I see you visited my friend down the way. Well, I think I would recommend... I think the fried bread would be better with that.
Should have went with my gut. It's never wrong.
As he hands you a sample of the fried bread.
Hell yeah. I put the meat on the bread. I enjoy it. Is there like an accompanying sauce that goes with this bread, or is it just eaten plain?
So it does seem to be eaten plain, but as you eat it, it does also feel interesting. So once again, go ahead and roll me a nature at advantage.
I will actually click advantage now.
All right. So, Pat, you can tell that mechanically, when you consume this bread, it seems to grant you +2 temporary HP.
Dang.
Add myself. +2. Some high quality stuff. I feel pretty hardy.
Glad to hear it. It's by design.
And how did you build this design, as it were?
Well, I've got a bit of a special oil that I do the frying in. I've dabbled a little bit in some alchemy in my background, and I tend to try my best in making new and exciting flavors. Hence why I have the baked bread here to compare it to.
You know, my opinion of the light zone is going up very quickly, very fast. Very much, very quickly.
The culinary expertise has actually been in a boom of sorts in the recent years. Not just here, but quite a bit around the world. Something about, the return of some cooking competition of sorts.
Huh?
Oh no.
Huh?
Oh, yes, have you not heard of it?
Excuse me?
Yes, it takes place overseas, long away across the ocean, but many a personnel have been trying their best to make it there. After all, they've heard great things about it, and there's all manner of famous critics that have made their way out there to try some of it.
No.
And I was not aware of this?
Well, now you are. Seems that you're already on your way to get started and become a top chef.
Oh no. Oh god. Okay. When is this event? How long do I have to be? Oh god, what do I prepare? What do I do? Oh god.
Oh, not to worry. You've got time. I believe, they do happen periodically, but the big one is apparently supposed to happen within, I believe it'd be around 2 months' time.
2 months time. Alright, that's enough time to do the job and get out. Okay. That's fine. Then I need to prepare.
Indeed, indeed. Yes, it is a bit far away. That also would probably help for the sake of time. Yes, going across the sea would probably be how I'd recommend it. It's in the further lands beyond the boundless sea. It's become a little more commonplace as of late. Apparently they used to do this quite a bit in that area, and then it stopped for a while, possibly because of different world events, but they've actually managed to bring it back.
That's news to me.
Well, now you know. So you and every able-bodied chef around is probably looking to go ahead and submit themselves to that competition. Me, I'm not exactly a traveling sort. I've considered it a bit, but I simply enjoy making my breads. But I will say, if you are interested in any of the oils that I use for any of your personal or professional cooking whimsies, then I certainly would be willing to sell it to you.
Pat is suddenly regretful spending so much on these spices. Alright.
We regret spending on spices.
Alright, how much you got?
Well, let's see. As he takes out his oils, I've got probably, let's see, this would do 10 servings, and I'd be willing to let this go for 5 silver, or perhaps if you wanted 21 servings, I'd be willing to give that to you for a gold.
Okay, that's a fair price. I can part with that for a gold.
Excellent, as he takes your gold piece and hands you a jar of oil. They're good care of that. It's special. Like I said, I've spent many a month trying to concoct that.
Trust me, I am also a fan of farming your own ingredients, and I pull out my own from the bag of holding. I pull out my own little bag of my jar of oil, the same oil that I put on the trotter rolls way back in session 1.
Ah, lovely.
And I put some of that on like some bread, the leftover piece of meat. I handed her. You showed me yours. Here's mine.
Excellent.
Hand it over to him.
As he takes a small bite. Oh my goodness, this is delicious. Where in the world did you get this?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
I have a feeling there's a lot of oddities around here.
Well, it ain't from around here. It hasn't been around there for a while.
Well, wherever you got it from, it is tasty. Who knows? It might even help you to win this little competition. No, I say little, but oh goodness. To say the prize is quite neat.
And what is this grand prize?
Oh,
what are we competing for beyond glory?
Oh, I know the glory's a big part of it, but apparently you get a pretty sizable trophy. I'm sure probably a monetary reward, and I don't know, a manner of interesting things. It's being hosted, I believe, by the royalty up north, if I remember correctly.
The royalty of North?
Yes, they're the ones who have managed to restart the whole ordeal across the way. So, there's only so much that I know being across the ocean and all, but that's what I've heard at least.
This has been a very productive meeting today.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, Pat's is like writing this all down in his notepad, and so am I.
Indeed.
All right. I've hit the meats. I've hit the carbs. Now it's got to hit the sweets.
All right. Off to you then, as you make your way back towards the sweet carts, which I'll tell you up front, the sweet carts don't really have anything like mystical or interesting aside from just the food.
I just finished them off. I'm like, oh, this is nice and refreshing. If plain in terms of like not being magical, and I don't have to like talk to people.
Right.
I could just enjoy food for being food. That's crazy.
Exactly. So, and Pat, as you're having yourself a wonderful time and now pondering over this new information you have, that will bring us to our last location here, the Lights Design. All right, so we now join Kita as well as I think was Kita the only one that went to Lights
No,
Design initially?
Ferris.
Oh, Ferris went as well. Yes, I see that now. So Kita and Ferris kind of making your way, glancing at each other, seeing that you both chose to go to this place.
I'm definitely skating just a little bit ahead.
And as you two make your way down here, you two go ahead and roll me a perception check. As you walk into this rather beautiful looking temple, and Kita, you are just taking it all in. It is near impossible to pick anything out individually, but there's just so many different altars and so many colors, really. Now, Ferris, you walk in and you're gonna have to remind me, you are very familiar with the religions, like the greater deities, right?
I am not proficient in religion, and at this point, I am a ranger.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a religion check. Let's see what you get.
Okay.
Because that way you might be able to pull them from some of your stories that you heard.
Here comes Smart Boy. Oh my, okay, that
All
went much
right.
better than I thought it would.
Not bad. So yeah, Ferris, you look and you immediately identify what seems to be 3 different pillars inside of this place. And the central one, of course, has the symbology of, well, who else but Clavicari. As you take a gander, this up real quick, because I gotta grab symbol for her. And what did I do with it? Here we go. Of course, the first thing you find is the symbol of Clavicari. So, as you look at it, you see several folks paying their homage and praying to this altar. And as you look to the left, you see another altar, somewhat similarly colored, but seeming to be almost a little brighter, grander, what have you. You're not really sure. But what you do know is there's even more people around this, and you can tell that it is not of the elemental goddess Clavicari, but is instead of the greater deity Psychocari. And there's the symbol for her. And then you look over to the right, and you see an altar that has a few folks around it, seeming to be almost kind of put over to the side. It's still reveled, but maybe a little more just off in the corner, almost the redheaded stepchild between the 3 of these pillars here. As the folks giving their homage here wearing slightly different colored robes, and you look upon the pillar to see what looks to be 2 masks meshed into each other, as you recognize the symbol as a symbol of Enigma. As you look at the 3 of these, you are greeted by a couple of the priestesses that walk up to you. Hello to both of you. Is this your first time here in the Lights Design?
It is for me.
And Kita is just completely zoned out here.
And she'll just kind of turn around like, is somebody actually talking?
Yes,
Can't
hello there.
Definitely can't say I've been here before.
You'll
Well,
have to forgive her, she's a bit slow.
that's all right. Not everybody here is familiar with all of the different deities. Did you need me to explain any of the pillars that you see here?
Well, I see Clavicari, Psychocari, and Enigma, but I don't recognize any of the others.
Well, so all of the other ones that you see here are simply minor ones that people have set up. The three main pillars here, of course, are for the three that you had mentioned. So there are others that worship other gods, but I suppose they aren't as much in our jurisdiction as the three that you see.
Ah, I see.
After all, this is the light's design, paying homage to all of the different gods of light here in Converga.
Enigma's a god of light, then.
Indeed, a god of light and trickery.
Interesting. I suppose light is an essential component of illusion.
It is a bit of an oddity, yes. Not many do realize that Enigma is also a light god, so theoretically, you could always be a cleric to Enigma and have the power of light at your side.
Not really my type.
Understandable, as I'm sure many here would agree with you. Even though we have it set up for his reverence, the followers of Enigma, she kind of leans in, they're a bit more odd. See, the way that he was as a god, or he seems to be, is a bit of a mystery in and of itself, and giving guidance through different faces, names, and really all manner of people. It seems in some ways all is him, and he is all. At least based on what his followers have said.
I don't suppose there's, not that I'm not respectful of everything and all this wonderful history, religion, all that stuff, Anything more in the dancing culture?
Dancing? As she looks to her partner there, as they both look back to you. Where in the world did you hear about that?
Well, we had kind of run into some people, and they mentioned that we might find something like that here.
And at that moment, you actually see as there's another shrine maiden that seems to be dressed a little differently. It has these long gloves that go up past her elbow, and it just seems to be almost kind of elegantly stepping around, taking care of the different pillars in front. And it seems all the worshippers give her their attention, at least for but a moment before going back to their worship. And the two shrine maidens look towards her and then look towards you. You must have heard of Valiva then?
Don't know if I have or not. That doesn't sound familiar.
You have not. So
I
let
figured
me
not.
give you the picture for her.
I love her gloves.
Yes, she's part of the Gleamblood family. They're an order of healers.
Interesting.
Yes, her sister actually serves on the Lightsome Council.
Oh, I think Miragon actually mentioned that.
Ah, you've met Miragon then?
Yes, he's the one that told us about, well, I guess the dancing that you were so curious as to where I heard it from.
Yes. So I suppose that wouldn't be surprising then, considering that he would know some of the inner workings of the place. But yes, Valiva is another of the Gleamblood family line, and unlike her sister, who's more into the leadership aspect here in the Gleaming Apex, she's taken to being a lady of faith, as it were, making sure that this place is taken care of.
Interesting.
If you're interested in dancing, though, I think she would probably be the one to talk to. She's done a little bit of work to perfect her own steps, and so if also someone who enjoys that, I'm sure she would probably enjoy the speech and company.
Of course, and where could I find her?
As she continues to step past, like cleaning all the pillars. Well, she's doing work on the altars right now, but she's about ready to take her break, actually. If you would like us to go ahead and tip her off that you're looking to see her.
That would be great if it's not a bother.
Certainly. As they both walk off, seeming to be on the side, waiting for her to get done. And as she finishes sweeping up the last of the stuff around Psychokari's pillar, they whisper to her and she looks towards you, seems to have a sparkle in her eye, as she walks over to you, Kita. I heard someone was looking for me.
Well, yes, I suppose that would be me.
I hear that you're interested in dance.
Well, I can't say that this is the exact place I expected to find such a thing, but often I figure religion and culture and those kind of things go hand in hand, I suppose.
I'm glad you understand. Dance is one of the greatest forms of, well, the greatest forms of revelry to the gods, at least in my opinion.
Well, my style might not necessarily be for the gods per se. I can see where you're coming from.
There's nothing
Sorry.
wrong with that. What kind of dancing do you do then?
Well, have you been to the lightning zone at all? Definitely, quite different from here.
I haven't. I've heard it's quite the party area.
That would be true. It's a lot more feeling in the moment and wild, I suppose.
That sounds rather interesting. I'll simply have to check it out at some point.
Well, not that this is really the place for it, but if you ever want to learn any, I'm happy to teach you.
Really? Oh, I certainly would be interested in seeing some of the moves. Would you mind? As she just waves out her hand and takes a few steps back.
Kita looks around like, is this really the place to do this?
I suppose we could step outside if you're not comfortable doing it in here in the shrine.
Well, given I traveled out to learn many different types of dances, and mine just doesn't seem to be, well, for the gods.
As she just saddles up to you, puts her arm around your shoulders. No worries, I've got a place where I actually practice out here.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
As she
Wow.
as she escorts you out through one of the side doors out to what looks to be a little garden area, but out in the middle of it is a small concrete slab which has Clavicari's symbol etched into the bottom. Here we shouldn't be disturbed. I'd be greatly interested to see what kind of dance that you have going on.
Is Ferris joining us by chance?
Is Ferris
or
joining you?
Sticking back. That's my question.
Oh no, he's sticking back.
All right. So perfect. We'll handle this one by one then. So as Varys, you watch those two walk off here. We'll go ahead and deal with them first. And as she now waves her hand once again, steps over to the side. Please, show me what you bring from the lightning zone.
I don't suppose you have any form of music around, do you? Or am I just gonna freestyle it?
Ah,
Now I wish Ferris had gone with you.
That's why I asked.
well,
It would have been terrible.
It would have, but that's why I asked and I didn't give context.
I suppose I could get some folk here to be able to play off some music for you if you would want it. A couple of the shrine
That-
maidens have practiced before.
Either that, or if you can just throw me a beat, I'll work with that.
All right. As she just gives you a solid, and you just hear the tapping beneath her feet.
Kita is definitely, she starts by like tapping her foot and nodding her head and making sure she gets a beat in her head. And she's got her skates on, and so she will give her best demonstration that she can without music in this very odd place. But very Likely, again, she hasn't learned the light zone form yet, but it's probably very different from what she's seen before. A lot more kind of hip-hoppy, I guess, is kind of the most generic I could put it. But yeah, she's definitely also dance skating around, and there's a little bit of lightning that comes out every time she does a little turn, and so
All right. Go ahead and roll me a performance check.
I'm gonna eat it. Please. Good Lord, help me.
As you roll around here, just dancing to this rhythm here, you try your best to stay with it, and you actually do a decent job. However, you feel as your wheel just kind of clicks into one of the indents in the concrete where the symbol's been etched into it, and you immediately fall forward, luckily catching yourself with your hands before you fall all the way down.
It's the it's the guy who trips over himself looking at the girl and falls into a push-up.
And she looks at you. It was beautiful. For a bit. Are you all right?
I'm fine, I'm fine. I suppose not many people skate here.
Well,
She just glares at the ground.
I do find your footwear quite interesting. What is this?
Oh, funny you should ask. And she just grins from ear to ear. She leans up and puts her hands on her hips, clicks her shoes together, and they turn into shoes instead.
Really? They can turn into shoes as well?
Well, you know, I can't just be skating around everywhere. There's some places that don't like it, could be too loud, who knows? Maybe you're on a rickety boat and can't keep your balance.
Understandable. Well, you've given me the honor of showing me some of the dances from where you come from. Would you be interested in learning anything from here?
She gets really excited and claps her hands together. Yes, absolutely. That is actually the entire reason I'm really out here.
All right. As she begins to move her arms in a smooth dance before stopping. Before I start into this, is between Clavicari and Psychocari, which one do you feel is more akin with what your faith is?
You just see this blank expression go across Kita's face. I don't suppose you could give me a generic explanation and then I can pick?
Well, Clavicari, of course, you probably know as the goddess of light. She's the one who provides the light to this land that you see, and, well, ultimately, Clavicari eventually becomes Psychocari. It's an ascension of sorts, so somebody becomes the new Clavicari as Clavicari current becomes Psychocari, and then Psychocari's energy is released back to produce all of the light in the universe.
And she taps her finger on her chin. I suppose this is the beginning of my journey, and I'm hoping to learn more before I make a transition of sorts, so Clavicari, I suppose.
Well, then let's start with Clavicari. As she begins to move her foot in this smooth dance, as you see as the lines beneath her in the concrete begin to light up and shine a bit as she moves. And she does this for a bit, and then you feel yourself shine a little bit before she finishes the dance, the glow fading away. How did you like it?
That was awesome. How did you do that? Then the lights, and then that, and then I felt kind of light up. Like, how did that happen? And with the floor, and that was really cool. And she's just geeking out and being like, and then your hand movements and what you did here, and that was really pretty. But I was so distracted because it just moved perfectly with how the lights were happening. And so,
Indeed. It's a dance I've put together. It can be in revelry to, well, it probably could be done in revelry to any of the gods, but I've made sure to specialize in Clavicari and Psychokari, as that's where my faith certainly lies. It's called Face Footfalls, as she explains it to you, and you understand how to perform it.
Ooh.
Ooh, I forgot to copy the base of this ability. Oops. Come back.
All good.
Oh no, there we go. Okay, we'll take that. So this is a specialty dance here,
Okay.
and let's go ahead and. Oh, I thought I saved that. Shoot. As soon as I do it right, I can post to you. But yes, as you can see from this, it kind of falls in the similar format of what you are used to. There we go. That is the base on it. As she runs you through the steps, and you gain a pretty basic understanding of it that makes enough sense to you.
Cool.
And then she looks towards you. Now, would you also like the Psychokari's aspect?
Well, I got nowhere to be. I can't see why not.
All right.
Although, let me just try one more thing, because I have to get this out of my system. So, she's gonna, like, kind of imitate this and see if she's getting the hang of it.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a performance check at advantage, since you just ran through it. And you're wanting to not embarrass yourself quite as much this time.
Don't say that before I click it!
Excellent. As you manage to pull it off, and
Yes!
you actually feel yourself get lost in it for just a bit. And as you stop your dance, you kind of wonder how it went, but all that you need to see is just Voliva's face lit up, in addition to the ground beneath you, as you open your eyes and it slowly fades away. I think you've got it.
Kita's eyes light up and she gets really excited. And she's like, I did it! I did it! Did you see that? Did you see it? Oh my goodness, I am a natural.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and run through Psychokari's while you're still warmed up here. As she begins to dance and kind of encourages you to dance alongside her.
Kita definitely does like one little breakdance move to kind of make her feel like she does know how to do her own dances before standing back up and then learning the new one.
And you were feeling so good, you easily pull it off as she just smiles, like looks at it, gives you a wink, and you all manage to run through Psychokari's aspect as well. And that one works.
Oh, sweet!
All right.
XD4 plus Y.
It makes sense for my sheet. Don't worry about it.
Oh lordy.
It's all step based. Dancer is a completely custom class, so
I have a lot of algebra on my sheet. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
It's almost like it was designed by a computer engineer.
Hey, I try my best. That's one of the fun things about making a lot of things for this game, especially things like magic items. I get to tinker with exactly what I think they should do.
Yep.
So, and as she finishes up the dance with you, Kita, she looks to you. I hope you're able to take and use these well.
Sweet! Awesome! Oh, this is so cool! You know, I've always really enjoyed dancing back home, but it's so cool to learn new things. I would have never thought to do this like this and that like that. And she just geeks out about the different styles of dance, which are very different from her own.
As she looks to you, just thinking, and I'll simply have to try out that, what did you call that move where you spun a bit on the ground?
Ooh, Ooh, this one? And she's gonna do it again just to show off.
All right, and managing to pull it off once again with that nat 20 helping out.
The twist it, pull it, and bop it.
Circuit breakdance, my buddy.
Interesting. I'll simply. I'll have to work on
Although-
that.
It might be hard to do in that dress, but I believe in you.
Actually, looks. Yeah, maybe. I'll have to practice it in a different garb after work.
It is very cool to see different. Jesus Christ, David.
Sorry.
Still, it's cool to see where different dances have derived. Different garb for different ones. I hate you, David. Somebody please mute him.
Well, just in time, as you two are finishing up your dancing out here, Ferris, hanging out in the shrine, kind of looking at the different followers. You see, as a few of the folks from Enigma's pillar get up and start to make their way out of the shrine.
So, Ferris is, he's looking for something that he's not sure he's going to find here. But, throughout the whole light zone, there's been kind of a quality to the light that is similar to what he's looking for, but it's too bright. And the shadows have been too pronounced and absent of light, and he's looking for something in the temple that is somewhere in between. Just kind of that spot in between when the sun has set but the stars haven't come out to play yet.
Ah. And you're trying to find that here?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. You rolled a 24 earlier. And is this you're trying to find just an item or something that does this? Or are you just trying to see a view?
A hue of light, or if there's one of the statues that gives that off.
Well,
or if he's searching around in the shadows and then Peeta's dance just shifts it ever so slightly into that realm.
yeah, so with your 24 perception kind of looking around, you do see as the light streams in a bit from out near the side. And you see as the gleam does indeed go past in through the altar. And the odd part is, you see as it seems to shift the light from both Psychokari and Enigma's pillar to almost meet in the middle. As you kind of see as they mix together and form that just ever elusive fleeting light that you've been looking for.
And he'll step to it and step up into the mingling of the light and kind of hold out his arms. And you look at him when you're traveling with him. He's got a number of heavy rings on his right hand, and when he uses his right hand to play on the guitar, he'll use the thumb ring as kind of a pick on the strings, and then the other rings he'll drum against the side of the guitar and provide a little bit of percussion accompaniment while playing.
Ooh.
But on his left hand there's only one on the ring finger.
I see.
And he holds out his arms into the light and sees kind of a spider-webbed pattern of glistening threads appear over his skin that weren't there previously, almost like ore tracing through a rock. And just smiles and says, hello, Mahina. Found you. And just stand there for a little while.
And as the people around you look and seem to almost be in awe what's going on with you, they don't stare for too long. You can feel them quickly dart off as if they feel awkward, but in this moment, nothing managed to bother you.
And as he starts to drift into that feeling of like no one's watching, he'll start into a certain tribal dance of the Earth Genasi. Very slowly tapping a foot, and then just closes his eyes and goes through a simplified version.
All right.
Not as good as the first time he saw it, but a memory.
Go ahead and roll me performance at advantage. Excellent. As both you and Kita, in somewhat similar times, different spots, dance to what it is that you just feel is in your heart, in your soul, for your different reasons and for your different feelings. You both have those connections, things that bring you joy, and for these fleeting moments, get to embrace that happiness and all that comes with it. And with that, leaving you all to revel in your elation here, that's where we're going to end our session for this evening.